How did the union come into the picture?
What happened is when there's a lot of issues of unfair treatment, abuse, and misuse, we all the workers decided to talk about, because what happened is when we found out that it all started when when they get audited from the government. The Big Clean called an emergency meeting at the site. They said the government is questioning the payroll, asking how does we pay you. So from now on, we're going to pay you overtime. So we said, oh, that's good, because we're only getting paid straight per hour. So for us, it's more money because they said overtime. But it end up we're getting less. Instead, like me, if I work 12 hours a day, 12 times $12 per hour, that's 144 hours. So if you compute that in 2 weeks, so you know how much money would you end up, minus the CPP, minus the provincial and the federal tax. So you know how much money will you end up. But when we calculate it, we get less. And we start questioning the manager, the supervisors, and the supervisors pointing on the managers. But when we go to the managers, they said he's pointing to the accountant. When we go to the accountant, she said, I'm only basically comparing into the hours which is written on your timesheet. So when I asked her, can I see my timesheet? And she said, no, you can't. I said, why? That's my timesheet. I know I have the rights to see it. I want to make sure that I putting in the right hours that I'm working. And she said, you have to ask the permission from the head office. Since then, I decided to write all the hours that I'm working each day, each night. Then each time the supervisors is not in the office, I took the daily schedules and the timesheet, who's working in the building, who's working on the timesheet. So I kept that as my record. And when they found out that we start talking and questioning them, they said, stop it or you might be sent home. And I said, why? Because we're just questioning and asking you about the lost wage that's happening right now. So they said, we're going to fix it. Give us some time. So we give them 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, nothing happened. So short again, the money they owed to us piled up. And without our knowledge, the SEIU, or the Service Employment International Union, is already gathering informations, evidence against Bicklin, and they started working to bring in a union. If you are being invited and qualified enough to work here in Canada, the government should ensure a status for you. There is a big job or a big issue to fix when it's about the program, to ensure the safety, the protection, the thing we call the transparency of the program. There must be a change, not just a change, a big or a huge change to do. They can go collect information from researchers, from the workers who experience those issues. They can get the employers involved as well, but the good employers, because we know some of the bad employers will keep the bad side hidden. So, yeah. We cannot change those issues. We cannot just fix the issues in one day or 1 week. There must be a period, or there must be a collective work and a collective information to put together. When they experience abuse and misuse from their employer, some of the workers left the job or run away from the employer. Most of the workers who lost their status working under the table, working for cash. And but there's also a reason that, because sometimes because you don't know who you are dealing with because of your situation, it's just like you're grabbing on a knife just to get away from your employer, just to get away from them, because you know the fact that that employers didn't treat you well. That employers, you don't know how long you're gonna be with them. So it's unsure, and things are unsure. So you meet someone who promise you a job, will pay you cash, but some of them also take advantage. Will bring you to location, into some place to work. We'll discuss your amount of money, how much you get every week or every 2 weeks. But sometimes they run away with your money. So you're dealing with that situation with those kind of people. And on the other hand, you can go into the police or authorities to complain, because if you go to them and complain, the first question is, you're undocumented. You don't have the rights. Where you're working? So here comes an immigration issue, right? So you're violating the immigration policy, the so-called the IRPA, Immigration Refugee Protection Act. So you have no choice. That's the thing. Sometimes there's some of them ask you to work for them, but will pay you like $5, $7 an hour. What else you can do? You need to survive.